All right, welcome to the West Virginia Filmmakers Guild meeting. This is our spring summer, even though it's summer officially. What Lisa Tignor is our secretary. She's passing out the minutes from our last meeting. As you can see, they're brief. You can easily review those. Tell you our schedule. We're going to have the business meeting till 7 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock we're having a break with hors d'oeuvres. 7:30 will be our first guest speaker, Zachary Weintraub, and then at 8:15, John Russo will be our second guest speaker. So, yeah, you're 8:15, John. Are you going to go take a nap or a beer? Or?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. My name's Joe Majestic. President of the Guild. I took over when Tom Heckman stepped down due to his busy schedule. Justin Okar is our treasurer. And Lisa I just introduced. And she will be showing the debut. Is it the trailer or do we get to see the whole show?
It's the trailer.
It's the trailer for Favorite Crayon.
Favorite Crayon. And I've actually got another trailer for Finding Big Pink, so there'll be 2 trailers.
2 trailers for the price of one.
Yeah.
And you can follow Favorite Crayon on Facebook. All right, so what we usually do is we did the old business. We go around the room and introduce everybody and what your interest is, or you're a filmmaker interested in films, you're an actor, director, writer. So if we start with the front.
Stand up, I guess?
You can stand, you can sit.
Hi, everybody. My name's Greg Arisman. I live in Waynesburg. I'm here with my friend Lisa. I ran into Justin last night, or the night before last, at an event. I've been a filmmaker for most of my life, and I found out that there was a guild in Morgantown, and recently I've been working in Pittsburgh with some people with 48-hour film projects, so in an interest to see what was going on in Morgantown, I came to the meeting tonight and became a member, so I'd like to say hi to everybody and introducing myself. This is my friend Lisa, she's with me. So.
Yeah, this weekend.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming. Justin?
Hi, I'm Justin Okar. I'm the treasurer. I'm a filmmaker and photographer. Pretty much any part of making movies, I'm part of it. I'm in screenwriting class right now in school, and that's about it.
Hi everybody, I'm Steve Lukowski. I am Max Tech Audiovisual, and I'm a local filmmaker. I also do production work, and when I have to, I step in and act, and usually as a dead person or a zombie. But I've been working in this area for pretty much my whole life, and I met Justin, and he got me into the guild, and just it's nice to be surrounded by people with similar interests, and hope it grows. So thank you for having me.
Hey, Steve, you didn't mention Banshee. You were on the hit show
Yeah,
Banshee.
I was a Banshee.
Yes.
Anybody watch Banshee?
I don't have Cinemax, so I've only seen the premiere episode with when they had the party for it.
My dental hygienist, huge fan. I was telling her about it. She was like,
So is mine. What is it about that?
I don't know. I was telling her about. She like brought it up. I was like, well, let me tell you about Banshee.
Yeah, I've been on Banshee, and I worked on Concussion briefly, and also Outsiders. So Pittsburgh actually provides a lot of great opportunity, and since we're so close, it's not that hard to get an hour and a half and go up there and work on some of the productions that you normally won't have that opportunity down here. We do get it in West Virginia, but not as often as Pittsburgh, so there is a little bit more opportunity up there. And it's a whole different world. So when you get into big production, it's a lot different from what you usually work on in West Virginia. So yeah, we have another movie that's actually been accepted to a film festival, I think.
Film Fantasy Quest or Film Quest?
Yeah, it's called Devil's Halo. That's coming out. We worked with Dorian Clevenger He's a world famous artist, and he teaches at the Douglas Education Center for Tom Savini. So that's coming out. Yeah, we got a bunch of more stuff in the can, and just waiting for more news. So. Yeah.
I'm Lori Blackwell. I'm from Mount Morris, and I know Steve and Justin, and I'm a grant writer and a bookkeeper, accountant, and I'm here to offer my services to help the guild. And I've never done anything in film except for work on one grant. So I've worked on lots of other grants, and I'm here to help you get some money and get some things happening here in West Virginia.
I'm John Russo. I'm one of the speakers tonight. And as far as feature films go, I started with Night of the Living Dead and I kept going. My latest film is being edited now. It's almost done. My Uncle John is a zombie. I play Uncle John and co-directed. And Gary, who publishes some of my books, we work together on many things. He's one of the producers on Uncle John, and been active in it also.
And my name is Gary Lee Vincent. As John mentioned, I'm a publisher of West Virginia-based publishing house named Burning Ball Publishing. And the name of that came from having a bright idea, so the burning ball, black bulb going off. But yes, I am a producer on My Uncle John as a Zombie, and did supporting actor against Uncle John's main character. I played his nephew, Oscar. In the filmmaking, I've been a producer on five movies, Uncle John being probably the largest one. And I've also acted in 10 feature films and 1 television series.
Can everybody hear? Can you, okay.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
From the middle.
Just making sure we have a mic if we need it.
I didn't know a whole bunch of people came in.
Over here.
Cam, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Cam Limley. I have outside venture films in the process of graduating from documentaries to making real movies. It's a difficult process. I didn't realize until I started getting into it. I'm from near Mount Morris.
I recognize your name. And yours also.
He makes one.
By the way, I'm a WVU graduate, so I have close ties to the words.
That's great.
And I'm Lisa Tigner, Secretary of the Guild. I've been a member of the Guild since 2008, and I mostly am interested in screenwriting, but people kept saying to me, you've got to produce, and I've helped enough other people through volunteering with the Guild and volunteering on people's projects that I decided to jump into trying to produce some of my own material, and you'll see trailers for that tonight.
Oh, Lisa, you didn't mention Slam Dance.
2007 semifinalist at Slam Dance for the screenwriting.
If anybody's been to Sundance, Slam Dance is at the same time and is right there neck and neck with Prestige, so it's a high honor.
It's around Salt Lake City, right? Like,
No, it's in Park City, it's right in Park
it's
City.
right next to it.
Yeah, their headquarters is at the hotel at the top of the hill on Main Street.
I saw The Big Lebowski. It was in Slam Dance.
Sling Blade was in Slam Dance. So, yeah, Slam Dance is cool, so. And if anybody wants to volunteer at Sundance, they do accept volunteers, and we've talked about it as an organization. If people want to, get together and condo and go. I've been 4 times, so I can kind of show you the ropes. Get some invitations to some
You ever meet
parties.
the Sundance Kid while you were
Did I meet the Sundance Kid? No, but I did see him having dinner at a restaurant in Malibu one
there?
time.
Because he didn't get killed in South America.
So, yeah, no, I have seen him
I
in
think he's
person,
pretty old now.
but I didn't, well, now he is. Yeah, but he's there for the closing ceremonies. You can go at the beginning or the end, whatever. If you want to meet Robert Redford, he's at the closing ceremony.
I thought he went to Sundance Kid.
Well, he's played the Sundance.
I'm Nancy Key, I'm from Morgantown. I'm an artist and a writer, and I'm interested in writing screenplays. And I just thought I'd come and check it out. I was an extra in my Uncle John is a Zombie, so that'll be my first time in a real film. It was
Yay!
so much fun.
All right. Awesome.
I'm Michelle Bowser. I'm an author. I'm from Sprague's, just over the hill from Mount Morris. And Gary is my publisher. So that's how I found out about the My Uncle John is a Zombie project. And I got on board with that as executive producer. And I had a small bit part in it. It was a lot of
It's a
fun.
good part though with lines.
Yes, yes. When does it come out?
We're hoping very soon that one of the things that delayed it was we shot a lot of the movie in right at the end of December through December, but when we got through editing it was a little bit short on time. So John went to LA, filmed several more scenes, and we also were waiting for one more person, which we got that shot too, which is Tiffany Shaden's story. And so she finally got the free. Rob shot that, and now the final edits from that are being done in New York with Mike Ship.
John's going to talk more about it in his talk to us.
Hello, my name is Nicole Cochran. I've been working on a novel for 10 years off and on. Part of it was published in my alma mater, WVU's Calliope that they have there in 2006 when I graduated from there. And I'm taking a screenwriting class from Gotham Workshop online in July, and hoping that I can try to figure out how to turn it into a screenplay possibly. My fingers are crossed. So I just wanted to learn more about the whole process of everything that goes into it.
Well, good for you. A friend of mine started on online screenwriting and ended up as a writer on Grey's Anatomy. So,
Wow. Great.
yep.
I'm with screenwritingu.com. It's really good. I did the pro series, and now I'm in the master class, and it's like an 18-month class, but it really helps.
It's like screenwritingu.com or?
Yes, like with the U,
Thank
letter
you.
U. It's worth it.
What'd you say about Gotham? You mentioned the TV show Gotham?
Oh no, the Gotham's Workshop.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I love that show though.
Well, I got a friend in New York that's his friend, but he works on that show. He's a grip.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben Berry. I'm owner and creative producer at Mountain Craft Productions. We're based in Fairmont. Mostly work on commercial and corporate work, but always love to get into feature film, documentary, anything going on in the state. So.
And you're mainly a cinematographer, or you're just all across the board?
Well, I mean, I usually end up being AC because I work with Justin Litton a lot, and he DPs a lot of stuff, so I end up being his AC. So I know my way around the camera a lot, but mostly I work with the business side, working with clients and stuff like that. It's kind of, and then editing. So.
Where's Justin?
He's in Charleston. He had other things to do. So.
Yeah, he was a member 2 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. He kind of sent me as his liaison. So.
Okay.
Because we have a part. He's my partner now, so we work together all the time.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Cool.
There we go. Ahead.
Hi, I'm Michael D'Amico. I'm an incoming freshman at WVU, and right now I do freelance videography, doing weddings, commercials, music videos, and like promotional videos and whatnot. Hoping to expand that eventually. I love really every part of film, and I saw a post, the West Virginia Film Office posted something about the West Virginia Filmmakers Guild on Facebook last week, so I saw that and I said, why not? Came down and went to check it out.
Right.
Pam's a member, by the way. Pam, the head of the, she's a member, but she couldn't make it today.
Yeah,
right?
she's usually here.
She's usually here.
Once a year.
I'm Ryan Lovett. I'm Joe Majestic's business associate and associate producer at Hurricane Film Partners, visiting from Naples, Florida. Here to see what's going on in West Virginia and hopefully get some money to fuel the fire. So.
Well, my name is Tushar. I go to Fairmont State. I've done like short feature films with my friends and stuff, and we want to kind of expand on that. Like we basically started last year, but because of my last semester, I kind of got distracted. But I met Justin, and he mentioned about this film guild, so I was like, you know what, let's check it out. So that's why we're here, me and my friend. So.
My name's Sean. I am a recent graduate from Fairmont State, and I'm looking to, maybe break into the film industry with visual effects. And I'm also a composer.
Wow, one of our former members, Brad Kalinowski, that's what he does, and he's on the show right now, librarian. You should reach out to him and just ask for advice or anything. If you afterwards, I'll get you my contact information and get in touch with Brad, because he's always willing to help anybody from West Virginia. He's originally from Huntington, West Virginia, and he's worked on the Black Swan, one of the Captain America movies, just a ton of stuff. So
Aviator,
and the Librarian TV series, and also he worked on the first series of Turn. A lot of big stuff. So
he's in Oregon right now.
Yeah.
They're in production right now in Oregon. So I'm Tom Hackman, former president. I had to step down due to prior commitments. I was the president for 3 years and then vice president for 1 year before that. Just kind of serving as an ex officio member now as an advisor. So I do IT right now, but I worked with Justin in the past on, we had a production company doing Comcast, ads for Comcast. I was also an extra in Super 8 that was shot in Weirton back in 2010. I think they cut most of my scenes, but I am in the, I was in the scene that made it in the Super Bowl ad, because the first ad, the preview for the film was shot or aired during the Super Bowl, so that was kind of cool. But it was an amazing experience. Met J.J. Abrams. Phenomenal experience. Just that's all I can say. Anyway, so my primary interests are visual effects and sound. So
Editing too.
editing. Do editing.
Sir, what we're doing is we're introducing ourselves.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my name is Anil Sasteva. So I basically did worked in 3 feature films, which are like Hindi movies. We shot in New Jersey. There is a group of people, they are involved in Bollywood movies there. So I was part of those 3 projects. Then I also worked for 3 TV ads. Now one ad is still coming into TV. So I got to know about the West Virginia Film Office last year, and I went to Harper's Ferry to attend their workshop on PA. So this is my second workshop here. So I was excited to see that you guys are coming to Morgantown.
Oh yeah. Are you from Morgantown?
Yeah, I live in Morgantown.
Okay.
It's been 1.5 years I moved from New Jersey, so
Okay,
I couldn't
gotcha.
find anything. I was just looking if we can have a similar group here, because in New Jersey we have a very big group there.
Of course, yeah. We have a big group here, we're just kind of scattered.
I see.
Can I make one more announcement? I just want to say I am also the one of the jury members for Tamarack. I don't know if you know Tamarack. It's kind of like an arts and crafts, like Appalachian store type thing on 79.
Yep.
79 down in Charleston. So if you have a DVD or something you're trying to get in there, either a documentary or they're starting to take features now, send your video to Tamarack. As long as you clear the copyright rules, you're probably going to get in. So.
Beckley, right?
Huh?
Beckley, not Charles.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's near
Tamarack's in Beckley.
Yeah, it's down the southern part of the state there. I forget the exact address, but we got one of Cam's documentaries in there. So
there are options.
They are expanding their offering of films, so they're looking for material now. So
and they get a lot of people in there every year.
Yeah, if you're a native filmmaker and your film is of reasonable quality, good sound, good photography, you got a really good chance of getting in there. So look that up. Anyway, back to Joe.
I have a company based in Hurricane. West Virginia pronounce it Hurricane, but Hurricane Film Partners is the company. And we have several projects that are in various stages of funding. just submitted a project, it was yesterday, wasn't it, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just submitted John Russo's Midnight to a financing group about 10:30 yesterday morning. I got a email from LA, somebody with the unusual situation where they have funding, where we're not out looking for funding, which is most of the independent filmmakers' time is spent. So I got an email call as soon as possible, and I pitched him John Russo's Midnight, and the guy sent the script off yesterday, so we will keep our fingers crossed. We currently have Kurt Angle attached, who was a wrestler, Olympic wrestler in WWE, and now he's in acting and in a prominent role. And we have Serena Vincent, who's known as a scream queen, and we quit attaching talent at that point because a lot of people want to plug in their own people, and values change for filmmakers. I mean, not as a filmmaker, values change on talent. It's like somebody may say, I have Lance Henriksen, for example. Well, Lance Henriksen doesn't have much value anymore, so nobody gets really excited about him. Now, if you have Kevin Sorbo, who's hot right now, then that's somebody that's valuable. So it all changes. If somebody's off a TV show that's hot, if it's valuable overseas, that's where 70% of the box office now is overseas. And when you're thinking of a film project, you need to think internationally. So who's popular in the United States may not be popular overseas. So you should be talking to a distributor in advance, and they'll talk to you if you know how to talk to them. And if you don't know how to talk to them, talk to me, and I can help you out, because I've attended the markets, and I have 211 films right now I represent in a film library that I'm shopping. One of those films was John was involved in. So, Sam Sherman's library, John. So in AFM I was back. I went back there in last November, reconnected with a lot of my foreign connections. I have 625 foreign buyers in my database. So those people are all at you go to the markets to reconnect and mingle, but you can do business online, obviously, 12 months out of the year. So, what else I have going? John and I have something going that we can't talk about. It's being shopped in LA right now. Another project, but we'd love to be able to talk about it, but we can't at this point. But it's very exciting, and everybody will be thrilled when they hear about it. But I think it's only been 2 weeks, Don. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, why aren't we talking? I guess we can talk about it.
Do you want to talk about it off the record? Do you want to talk about it during your talk? Or do you
It's
want
going to be on the record soon.
Yeah, it'll be on the record, so let's don't be on the record. Well, are you recording this?
Yeah, we actually are recording this one.
We are recording it. I don't think we can announce it yet, unless there's a delayed release of the.
It's basically just so that you can get copies of the minutes and stuff.
But I mean, later on, if
Later
you
on,
want,
we're not going to show it.
well, no, but later on, if you want to show it, it's fine. If you want to promote it, we could say we announced it at the Guild. We just didn't. Just don't announce it to your friends and Twitter and Facebook and whoever. I'll let you do the honors.
Well, we're doing a thing. I wrote a script called Night of the Living Dead and then the Day After. And so it carries the story forward. It tells the original story in a brand new way, which people are excited about. George Romero signed on to it, and there's a lot of excitement among people, distributors, which there should be, because the 50th anniversary of the movie's coming up.
50th? So we said 50th.
Was it this year?
I was only 3 when we made it.
Is it this year or next year?
Pardon me?
When's the anniversary?
October 1st, 2018.
2008. Oh, okay.
But you shot it.
That's no length of time as
Right.
these things go.
Yeah, and you shot it in you shot it in 1967. So if we're filming anytime in the next 6 months or even early we're still going to arrive at the upcoming, but it's also the reunion of John Russo and George Romero.
And Russ Steiner also.
So this will be the reunion of the original creators of Night of the Living Dead, and it'll be the first official sequel. So
it's
official
remake.
Well,
George's films are billed as sequels.
but no, there's not an official. I mean, there's never been the day after.
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
But that wasn't the day after.
But it's not the day after. No, it's a whole new thing. I wrote the script, the first draft of the script, but George and I are collaborating on some revisions. But so far, the people who've read it aren't even worried about revisions. They like it the way it is.
Oh yeah, well I know one person we're talking to. They haven't even read the script. The people that were interested in the rights. So yeah, you use this for future reference. I wanted to announce it at the meeting officially, but we wanted to be officially, the green light that we're very, very confident from the response we've gotten, and it's just a matter of time, and it could be, next week we could get a call. So, well, I'm glad you shared that with everybody, because
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I haven't been told not to share. I mean, George and Russ never said let's keep quiet.
Is Russ still head of the film office in Pittsburgh? Is Russ still running the film office in Pittsburgh? Okay.
and it takes place in Pittsburgh, but depending on the funding source, which right now I'm connected to the funding source, and I'm pushing for West Virginia. So.
Usually they get shot wherever the money comes from.
Right, well, I'm connected to a funding source, so I will recommend West Virginia. All right, what are we doing? What's our time?
6:36.
All right,
So we start at 7.
No, 7 is our break.
Oh, 7's a break. Okay.
7 is we have a 7 o'clock break with hors d'oeuvres. 7:30 we'll start with our guest speakers. So we basically right now, I didn't finish my spiel.
Oh, go ahead.
Hurricane Film Partners also can be a production services for tax credits. You can follow us on Facebook as well. We're going to start getting very active with that. Ryan Lovett is working with us in Naples, Florida, where we're looking for investors. We're an independent. That means we're independent of studios. So studios, they obviously are doing comic book movies. They're doing remakes of stuff that they own, and they don't care about a great script. I literally had a meeting in LA in December with one of the producers of Joy, The Notebook, and a bunch of other movies, and he was telling me, because he's in LA going around to the studios. I mean, when you produce Notebook and Joy and other big movies like that, and he said they don't care about a great script. It's got to be, you got to have an A-list actor, and the A-list actor wants an A-list director, and they literally had an actor turn down a role where they were going to pay him $3 million more than his quote, but he didn't approve of the director. So that's, if people are looking to do studio movies, it's not really happening for independent writers. It's very rare. So if you want to get struck by lightning, you have a better chance in selling a script to a studio right now. So, like I said, it's package, is what they're looking for. If you even, on a higher level, it's pretty much that situation. Unless you sign with a major agency. If you're a screenwriter, but then to get with a major agency, you have to have a referral. So the indie route is the way to go, because you can control your own destiny if you have the right project and it's attractive to investors, then you can get your film funded. If you are concerned about distribution, that's something I would be helpful in all areas, domestic and foreign, because so many people don't understand that part of the equation. A friend of mine did a movie for $250,000. The distributor, that's not my, the main focus of my career, but I have the connections to help with distribution, and I can literally sell a film in the foreign markets. And my friend asked me to pitch the other producers and the director my game plan. So I pitched it, and there were two other companies, and they went with the biggest company, and they took $75,000 in expenses. This $250,000 film had Chris Kattan as a star. I think everybody in the room knows who Chris Kattan is. If you don't, you would know him in 2 seconds. Anyway, they still have not recouped because of that big chunk was taken out. And the other thing they did wrong was they did a comedy. Comedies don't translate overseas. And back to what I said earlier, you've got to appeal to the foreign markets to be successful. Now, if you have a genre crossover, like Uncle John is a Zombie, which it's a horror comedy, that's different. But when you have a straight comedy, unless it's a hit in the United States, like Napoleon Dynamite, the only reason it was successful overseas is because it was such a big hit in the United States. So, all right, we want to move on to the elections.
Report and get going. Sorry, I'm going to go back.
All right.
Fucking time.
We can move on to elections. If you're a paid member, you can vote. If you're not a paid member, you're refrained from voting. So I'll open it up. All positions are open. President, vice president, secretary, treasurer.
Before you do that, real quick.
Yes.
Sorry to say. Tom, you had two things you wanted to bring up.
You want to do that now?
Well, it's the business meeting, so
Okay.
We talked about it in October and we dealt with this, so let's just do this.
About the changes to the bylaws?
Changes to bylaws, number one, what's that?
Well, okay, so we didn't hand out the bylaws here, but the Filmmakers Guild has a set of bylaws that they've used for years. We made two significant changes at the Sutton Film Festival, which is held annually every year, which has traditionally been sort of a link into the Guild. I don't know how that's going to go this year, by the way. I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not. Anyway, two key things that happened at that meeting are we voted for, we each had an extended board, which there was the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. Someone at some point, Lisa remembers, they had created this extended board. We dissolved that. There was like an education outreach thing. We kind of just saw no point for it.
Nobody did it.
Nobody did anything. We'd appoint people, and so that needs added to the bylaws. So whoever's going to be voted in as secretary, we need to make those changes official. The other significant thing that happened is it used to be that for sponsorship of the Guild, one of the key things we do is to get sponsorship if you want to get a grant from the state, especially through the West Virginia Humanities Council. We had issues in the past where people would join the Guild. The rule used to be you would wait a year, you'd sign up, be a member, and get your sponsorship after 1 year. That didn't go so well because we've had people that we helped get grants for, and then they never came to meetings. They didn't give any love back to the guild. They went on to film festivals. I won't mention any names. Won prizes. Didn't even mention us in the credits. So we've changed that. We also upped our take on grants. It used to be 4%. We upped that to 10%. That's to give some kickback to the grant writers because they deserve every penny. Anyway, so we got rid of the whole 1 year thing, and we changed. You can basically walk in today, become a member, and if you want to submit a proposal to the West Virginia Humanities Council, you can do it today. But we require members. We will take a membership of 3 years right off the top. So instead of waiting out for 1 year, we kind of call it the fast track program, but we require some love back from you as a filmmaker if we're going to sponsor you, especially getting some of these grants, which are up to like $20,000. So those two things just need added to the bylaws. So whoever's going to be secretary after today, because we're going to have a new secretary after today, that's going to be part of your responsibility, is updating the bylaws to reflect those changes. So
Very minor work, but don't scare anybody off. Okay, so,
start the elections?
yes.
Okay.
You want a treasurer report or not?
Go ahead.
Oh, yes,
Treasurer
please
report.
do.
Treasury report.
Thank you.
What do we have? We have over $2,500, $2,700, which is pretty good. We've kept it alive. A lot of that money is from the Hollywood Hillbilly, a grant about the stereotypes of Hollywood and the Hollywood Hillbillies. So we got a $20,000 grant from Art of Humanities.
West Virginia Humanities Council.
Yep.
Yeah, two filmmakers out of LA contacted us. They were the first people to go through the fast track thing.
Yep.
Sally Rubio, what's her partner's name?
Jamie.
Can't remember the other. Anyway, it's two women out of LA. They're making a movie that wants to knock down the stereotypes. Hollywood for years has had this sort of bad perception of Appalachia. I don't know if anybody watched Night Court in the 80s. The guy that played Data on Star Trek, their family used to come in and they would play these like poor people. And it's just, you never seen that? Anyway, it was disgusting. Anyway, long story short, they're making this film. It's to knock down those stereotypes. We got them the grant, and a large chunk of that came in.
Okay.
So
that's it. That's a treasurer's report. We're doing
Okay.
everything up to date. We're still a 501c3, so good to go.
Okay.
Good to go.
Okay, so do you want to start with the treasurer or start with the presidency?
Start wherever you want, buddy.
Okay,
Let's be nominated first, right?
Yes. So, okay, let's start with the president. Who wants to nominate someone for president?
Can I nominate? I can nominate.
You can nominate.
Yeah. I nominate Justin Okar for president.
Okay, we need a second.
I'll second.
All right, so now we need a vote.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Vice president, anybody want to nominate anybody for vice
I'd like
president?
to nominate Steve Kwiatkowski.
Second?
I'll second Steve.
They're gonna have hors d'oeuvres at
Second.
7 o'clock.
Okay, let's vote.
Speakers start.
All right, Steve's new vice president.
Congratulations. All right, treasurer. Any nominees for treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Lori Blackwell.
All right, we need a second.
I second it.
All right, Lori Blackwell,
Aye.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Secretary,
I'd like to nominate Rhonda Suter.
Rhonda's not here.
Rhonda's not here, but she was on a plane, and she's coming here. She was delayed for a fire drill.
I know, but she's not here.
Did
When
she
is gonna
accept?
be here?
She did accept.
When is she gonna be here?
She's coming tonight.
She will be here tonight?
She will be here
So
tonight.
you're her proxy?
Yes.
All right, we need a second.
We vote.
I'll second.
Okay. Rhonda's sitting for secretary. All right, elections
All
are
right.
over. Congratulations. I am still a member because I was voting, so I will be continuing my support. Lisa's still on
Everybody will
board.
still be here.
Yeah, we'll still be involved and help. Tom is still he's a big corporate member now.
Well, everybody who's been on the board at one time, as long as it's nice to have. When I took over as president, we didn't get a lot of people helping in the transition, and so it's nice to have former members who now know the ropes of what to do. Because when I want to say I fell into the position, but when the position came my way, there wasn't anybody standing there to say you got to do X, Y, and Z. And so a couple things happened where we almost kind of lost the 501c status with the IRS. So it's all been taken care of. We now know what to do. So it's nice to have the former board members stay on as ex officio advisors to the current board. So
Also now the board is in Morgantown, so our
yeah,
goal
we're in
is,
Charleston.
so we don't have to talk over the phone, you know, we can actually have meetings and get more things done. We have more grant writers, and Rhonda's also a writer, so there are more writers trying to get more grants, to get more funding, and we'll see what we do in the next year. That's our goal, to get some more money, so we'll see what happens.
Do you need volunteers for your office?
Absolutely.
I do want to take a minute to just thank the board members for what you guys have done. I know that you've done a lot of work to get this where it's at and give us a good base to work with. Really appreciate that.
I want to publicly thank Steve for helping us out today and with his company with the video and the audio and helping us get the facilities here at Lakeview. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks everybody for showing up.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out.
All right, meeting is closed.
So now we have our break till 7:30.
Are we closed? Do we want to? Anybody have any announcements to make? Can I just make a couple?
Now, when are we going to show Lisa's?
When do you want to show it? Now?
Whenever you want to show it.
Okay. Well, and I just want to mention too. I don't know if anybody's done the VR thing yet. Anybody? Oculus Rift or the Samsung stuff that came out with phones. I brought mine. It's amazing. It's next level stuff. People are starting to make movies with this stuff. It's basically like, it's kind of like the Matrix. It's not quite there yet, but it's coming. And like, I know Sundance, there was a special meeting about it. So I brought this. We'll look at it out on the deck if you're sticking around. This will be going around and you can check out the technology. It's pretty amazing. So just want to mention that.
All right, do you want to show let's show the trailer or not?
You want to close the meeting
Well,
off?
hang on.
We'll close it.
We want to talk about Sutton at all?
Well, that'll be that's the new
No,
regime.
we're not
Oh,
going to
okay.
talk about it.
I got you. Okay, never mind.
The new regime.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It's in your it's in your hand.
Yeah.
That's being handled.
That's
Fair
the
enough.
new regime.
Handled. Let me handle.
New regime.
Fair enough.
We'll CC.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so the business meeting is adjourned, but we're going to show Lisa's trailers before we have our hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, we're going to show the trailer for Finding Big Pink first because it's more of a niche audience documentary type of thing. And I think Favorite Crayon, which will be the second trailer, has a broader appeal.
You love this camera?
I love the man behind the camera.
Oh shit, distract you like that, you're gonna kill us.
I pulled into Nazareth feeling about half past dead. And I'm really tired and looking forward to getting some sleep tonight, so hopefully someone around town can tell me where I might find a bed. In the beginning of the band's song, The Wait, we meet a character who has traveled to Nazareth. And the Nazareth that's referred to in the song is known to be Nazareth, Pennsylvania, which is a couple of hours outside of Woodstock, New York. In the song, he's asking people, do you know where I can spend the night? Do you know where I can stay? And he's repeatedly told there's no room, there's nowhere for you to stay, we don't have any space for you. This, of course, mimics the biblical story of there being no room at the inn.
Well, I'm here on my spiritual pilgrimage in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and fortunately for me, there was some room at the end.
That was for what?
It's a documentary called Finding Big Pink.
Okay. Big Pink?
This one
Okay.
is for favorite crayon.
What happens when Elena has a contest to choose her favorite crayon? They start to sabotage each other, of course.
What's going on?
Apparently there's some sort of competition. I was someone's favorite crayon once.
Help me, Roswell. What can I do to make sure that I'm in the competition?
With voices by Billy Cohout and Phil Kaufman.
You're number one day, back in the box the next. Right with me again, kid. I'll do better this time.
Coming soon.
I actually did want to say something that I think you may not even know, but Justin had worked on, is it History Channel? For
Yeah.
the West?
Yeah, the West.
Okay.
Did they just come out?
It debuts tonight.
Oh.
Justin was one of the PA or grip on it.
PA grip, whatever.
Yeah, kind of combat. But that was shot in Fairmont, West Virginia, and a couple other locations, and Justin had worked on that. And that debuts tonight on the History Channel, so I don't know, I think it's at 8 o'clock.
Well, it'll play again, so.
And again.
Yeah, and you can on demand
And
it.
again, and again. And that was produced by Steve and David Entertainment, right?
Yeah. No, I don't
And
know if they're
executive
on
produced by
now.
Robert Redford too, wasn't it?
Yes, he was.
Executive
part of it.
produced, but he
Yes,
wasn't.
he was. On the website, that's what they said.
Right.
I'll see if I can find Devil's Halo real quick.
Also had,
I'm not sure if they lost it.
Yeah, we're gonna show that
Do you
before
have
John
it?
talks. You wanna play it right now? I don't, but we can play it before you talk. Okay, you play it right now. Play it now.
He just waited. I guess you can find it.
Play your brother.
You do have it on YouTube?
Just type in my Uncle John is a zombie.
Just it's a 1 minute teaser trailer. We posted it, got over 60,000 views in the first week.
Uncle John, don't worry. I won't let anybody hurt you. You duck down behind here.
Nobody knows.
You'll put on Devil's Halo?
Yep.
All right. And then we'll break and. Right on schedule. He's on good,
Zinnia.
yeah, good, yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
It's not a rainbow. It's only half of it. The rest is underground. It
looks for it. He never returned. I can still see her face. I can still hear her screams.
It's a film that we worked on with Dorian Carpenter that was shot primarily in Washington, PA. And Dorian's not only a wonderful sci-fi artist, but he's pretty darn good with
20th Century Fox presents Phantom of the Paradise, a gothic horror story.
I did not work on that movie.
No. But Dorian also teaches over at Tom Savini's School of Special Effects, which is also Douglas Education Center. So we do a lot of work with them. We help the students out and film some of their projects. And they do some amazing stuff. And a lot of their graduates move on to bigger and better things. So
Halloween Town?
yeah, we got, I don't know where that's at though. I don't have that yet. Yeah, we actually got to shoot miniatures up there. That was my first time working with miniatures. And, well, your stop motion, you know how much patience you have to have. So everything has to be right. So, but it's unless anybody else has anything else that they want to show. Do you have any other?
Yeah, well, if you go to GaryHarris.com, real quick, I'll show you a movie that I produced. One other.
You guys are free to go get food, we can watch, or whatever, social outlet, start, watch movies and eat stuff. That's all I want.
Yes.
There's just down below the.
I recommend the Arnold Palmer.
There's commentaries for movies where I was associate producer. You can check out.
That one or?
Yeah, this person's
Excuse me, Reverend, we're ready to start the service.
Ah, thank you, Mary. Let the choir begin.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to see God's face than when we first begun.
What's the break for?
That guy there was a WWE professional wrestler.
What was his name?
Van War.
Hey, Steve, I'd like to show you some fun.
Yeah, sure.
Indoor.
Is it on YouTube or?
That's my friend. Nice to meet you.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I came in
You got me kind of,
anxious because I
I was just starting,
They
that
showed me the wrong
was
place
scary.
to go, so I was sitting there and somebody else asked.
I'm glad you guys
Like,
met.
I was like, they're like, no, it's the one next to.
No, it was funny, it was a big-
Thank God I asked, because I'm like, I'm sitting there like.
Waiting for our missus.
Yeah.
says Pat. तू जानता है तू गेम में वहाँ तेरा जो लफड़ा है What is your name मतलब का गेम हाँ वो किस स्टोरी तो सुना कुछ लफड़ा किया तो कुछ तोड़ दिया तो पुलिस कहाँ है हमारे पास ना तुम नहीं समझोगी
तो समझो ना we are also worried about you ड्रग्स से किसी लफड़े में इन्वॉल्व हो गया
तुम बोलोगे कि बेटा पूछेंगे तुम्हारे जी का रिश्ता क्या है फिर पूछेंगे तुम्हारा स्टेटस क्या है
तो क्या आपको वहाँ पे भरोसा नहीं है? शक का इलाज तो हमारे पास भी है।
सोल्यूशन यही है बढ़िया कॉम्बिनेशन होगा कुछ नहीं पता कोई गाड़ी शॉट नहीं No, God. Doctor.
We're told that the suspect claims to be carrying explosives.
If the subject moves an inch, take him out.
This one about illegal immigrants.
Yesterday. Yeah. Good. Yeah, because we should go to right now.